All right, Pickle. Dave Campbell's Texas Football is proud to honor one head football coach in each classification with the Coach of the Year award. Each coach recognized with a special honor typifies the best in Texas high school football. The Dave Campbell's Texas Football crew, we're putting together the 2022 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and one of the things that we do is we honor the very best of 2021 in the magazine. And one of the things that we do is we hand out the Coach of the Year award to each in each classification. It was we go through each classification and we pick out one guy who we think was the most outstanding coach in Texas high school football that year. It was a tough ask this year in particular with a lot of outstanding coaches, but we're now proud to unveil the 2021 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Coaches of the Year, starting in Class 6A. With John Kay of Galena Park North Shore. In guiding the Mustangs to their 4th state championship in his 8 seasons at the helm, Kay may have pulled off his most impressive coaching job to date. With a freshman quarterback and a young core of playmakers, Kay and his staff spurred his squad to grow up in a hurry. By the time the Mustangs arrived back at AT&T Stadium for a third tilt with familiar foe Duncanville, North Shore was their usual well-oiled machine, a credit to the remarkable coach who now boasts a 36-4 record in the playoffs. The 5A Coach of the Year. Jason Todd from South Oak Cliff. It had been 63 years since the Dallas ISD team had been able to hoist a recognized state championship, all the way back to Dallas, Washington of the PVIL. It was that history that Todd's Golden Bears faced down, that door that South Oak Cliff kicked down, when it claimed the 5A Division II state championship, toppling powerhouse Aledo along the way. Loaded with talent, yes, but South Oak Cliff will be remembered for their razor-sharp execution and a knack for the moment, a trait that inherited from its leader. Todd's squad rallied the entire city of Dallas and rode that wave to a place in Texas high school football immortality. The Dave Campbell's Texas Football 4A Coach of the Year. Sterling Doty from Stephenville. Few know the expectation levels in Stephenville, Texas, quite like Sterling Doty. He was, after all, a player on the Yellow Jackets' 3rd and 4th state championship squads in 1998 and 1999. So when he took the job at his alma mater and when he combined 12 and 11 in his first 2 seasons, the pressure was on. No matter. Doty rallied his squad to make all sorts of history in 2021, including the first 16-0 season since that 1999 title and the program's 6th state championship overall. The 3A Coach of the Year. Ray Biles from Lorena. There are few coaches with a connection to their school quite like Biles' to Lorena. The 2021 season was the veteran coach's 30th season at the helm of the Leopards, joining an elite fraternity of just 21 UIL Texas high school football coaches to spend 3 full decades in the same head coaching chair. But that was far from the only milestone for the understated dean of Central Texas coaches. He also captured his 200th career victory and did so in style in the 3A Division I state championship, leading the Leopards to their first state title since 1987. The 2A Coach of the Year. Ruben Torres from Marlin. There was some understandable head-scratching when Torres took over at Marlin ahead of the 2021 season. After all, he'd come to Falls County from El Paso, where he'd spent the previous 14 seasons at places like East Leta, El Dorado, and Franklin. But once the Bulldogs stepped onto the field, it was clear that he was the right man for the job. Torres took his team that went 4-5 in 2020 and surged them into the state semifinals, winning 11 games for the first time in 17 years. Of particular note, the Bulldogs' defense improved by an average of 18.7 points allowed per game, one of the biggest defensive leaps in Texas. The Class 1A Coach of the Year, according to Dave Campbell's Texas Football, is Shannon Waters from Benjamin. There's not a whole lot to say about the history of Benjamin Mustangs. The tiny Knox County school is perhaps best known for having one of the smallest enrollments in the UIL, though it's recently surged to a relatively gargantuan 44 students. But Waters has helped turn the Mustangs' fortunes around in a hurry, instilling a hard-nosed defense and a toughness to go along with it. The results in 2021 were, frankly, astounding. A perfect regular season, the program's first district championship since 1978, and a sudden feeling that the best is yet to come in Benjamin. And the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Private School Coach of the Year is Eric Dehaven from the Woodlands John Cooper. By private school standards, especially in the history-laden Southwest Preparatory Conference, the Dragons of John Cooper are relative neophytes, with just 11 seasons under their belt. But while they may be new-ish, the Dragons have been a force though a state championship has eluded them. That is, until Dehaven helped push them over the top. After falling short in the SBC 3A title game in 2019 and playing a makeshift schedule in the COVID-riddled 2020, Dehaven took his team to previously unreached heights, knocking off Irving Cistercian to capture the team's first ever crown. There they are, the 2021 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Coaches of the Year. Congratulations to all the coaches. They will be honored in the upcoming 2022 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, so make sure you check that out.